pal. We're live. It's your Raw post show. We're going to get right into it here today. Everything that happened in Long Island, New York. What an episode of Monday Night Raw. Give us your thoughts on it as we go live from the NBC Tower in downtown Chicago for WrestleZone.com. This is your Raw post show. Damn right. Andy Milne providing the tune on Bandcamp and up the show. I just wanted a different theme song to open up the podcast.
I like it.
I am Kevin Kellam. You can follow me on Twitter at Kev Kellam. I'm with WrestleZone.com. Follow us on Twitter at WrestleZone.com. And joining us is Robert DeFelice. As always, you can follow him on the Twitter at DeFelice. Of course, share the link, pass it on if you're with us streaming live, if you're with us on the podcast side of things. You already know what's going on. Give us that 5-star review and all that goody stuff. YouTubers, we know you're there too. Thumbs it up. Gonna smash that like button. Click subscribe. We're gonna this candy. We're gonna put it at the top. You're 12. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, there you go. That's YouTube. But let's get into it here. What an episode of Monday Night Raw. NXT invaded Monday Night Raw. They invaded SmackDown. How do we feel about invasions? They're gonna invade everything. Everyone's being invaded.
I like the invasions, but with only 4. Maybe 5 counting this week's episode of SmackDown. With only 5 episodes left to go, we need to see some Raw versus SmackDown action, I think.
Really? We've done that before. I think NXT versus everyone is fun.
I think that's fun too, but one thing we'll get into in particular when we talk about the women, SmackDown felt like a bit of an afterthought.
Well, we'll see about that. Because there's still a couple of weeks ahead here. We're only like 2 episodes into this storyline here. That's another thing. Only 2 episodes in, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. People want to crap on the WWE. They're just looking for stuff to find now, aren't they, at this point? Like, I'm not saying it's all out great, because there was some bad stuff here tonight. But let's get into it. As we do on our Raw post shows, we give you the good, we give you the bad, then we give you our rating. All right? So we start with good, then we go bad, then we go rating, all right? So we're going to talk now for a few minutes about what's good. Overall, the NXT invading Raw element made it exciting. It started right away. Raw pulls in here with a couple of cars. Triple H gets out of them, and you know other people in those other cars. They know you're not stupid. They don't insult your intelligence. They know you watched SmackDown on Friday, or at least you follow what happened over the weekend, and you want to know what's going to happen here. Then we go right into Brock Lesnar going crazy, going off on people, attacking people. Paul Heyman cutting one hell of a promo. He is underrated as a promo. I think we take him for granted because he's been back in the mix here a couple of years, but I think we really take him for granted. He set things up here. Strong matches throughout the night. I enjoyed the OC looking like a badass crew. Taking down some people, the Viking Raiders taking down some dudes in polo shirts. Once again, the sport of polo is disrespected by professional wrestling. First Johnny Polo, then this.
Were they the East Coast Polo Boys? Easily my favorite names for enhancement talent I've ever heard.
Yeah. People sounding off here. They were enjoying Raw here. I like the idea of just everywhere they go, they just find some type of weird thing that's localized and then they job it out. I'm okay with that. I'm into the idea of that. And I don't think many people play polo in Long Island. I don't think there's many Long Island polo people. You're a northeastern New York, Jersey guy. There's not a lot of polo players in Long Island. Am I correct?
I think if anything, that was kind of playing towards the more posh aspects of Long Island.
We don't go to Long Island.
But if I was one of the people in the comments, Kevin, you know what I'd say? Because my brain's always on. Yeah. They were taking a shot at MJF. That was totally a shot at MJF. They're basically 2 MJF guys.
It's a veiled shot at AEW's attempt to include luxury culture. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to do that. That's what they're going for.
But no, I like the East Coast Polo Boys. I liked a lot of Raw. I thought Brock Lesnar is at his best when he is angry and he's throwing people around because he can.
Ray! Where's Ray? Where's Ray? Where's Ray? I enjoyed Brock just running around, grabbing random people, kicking a door. He mule kicked a door off a car. That was pretty neat.
I enjoyed the little touch of Dio Madden trying to step to Brock Lesnar
and getting owned, instantly. I didn't mind Ray hitting him with a pipe in the back of the knee, a la Tanya Harding. That was quite a move. I mean, Ray attacking him with weapons is believable. They know Ray's a smaller guy. You were going to get Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar. I know it's a mismatch. They've done it before in WWE, but they haven't done it for a long time. I think it's a fairly fresh match for Brock. It has a lot of emotional buildup. I'm into it. I felt it was a strong element. And then later in the night, we get Seth Rollins. What does he do next? What's his next move? He lost the title at Crown Jewel. Triple H comes out. Then the Undisputed Era gets in there. We get a tease of the OC in the Undisputed Era. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go, Seth? Are you going to go with the NXT guys? You're going to go with Raw? Well, you're going to take on Adam Cole tonight, baby, in the main event. It was a great match, solid main event. Not nearly as good as the SmackDown one with Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan, but the schmaz at the end, crazy finish, Ricochet jumping into the crowd, the whole NXT locker room's out there. Gosh darn it, we had one heck of a Raw. Bookended by beginning, one strong thing in the middle, and then one strong thing at the end. But tell me about the bad stuff. There was some hokiness tonight.
Before we get to bad stuff, I want to highlight my personal favorite thing between the two shows of SmackDown and Raw, and that's Triple H on the mic. Triple H is so good, it's scary. You forget how good he is because he's not always there, but Hunter on the mic, really weaving the story together of, Seth, I know what's best for you, and you always come to me when you're not sure of what to do. And I love that element a lot. But going straight to the bad, Jerry Lawler on commentary. And, I appreciate that they have Jerry there, but when they took out Dio Madden especially, it felt uncomfortably just awkward. Like he kept forcing issues that weren't there. Like, I think AJ Styles called him Umbrella. Speaking to Humberto, he kept saying he called him Umbrella, and he wouldn't let it go. Same thing in the main event. I think Triple H wants Seth Rollins to win, even though he clearly doesn't. Just kept forcing that issue. Like, I get that he's a legend, but he's maybe the one that should be reining it in. I know a lot of people like to crap on JR over on the AEW side of things, but Jerry just seems out of place.
Justin Root texting me said NXT cannot beat the WWE roster. Come on. Some people feeling Raw should have held their ground here. Yeah, and that's another thing is we had an episode of SmackDown, an episode of Raw, where even though, Adam Cole didn't beat Seth Rollins tonight, you got to say that NXT came off with the shine here. Because another good thing from tonight, I know we're talking about the bad, I want to make sure I don't forget this, is Shayna Baszler interrupting an interview with Becky Lynch. These are these kind of backstage interviews where you can kind of control the elements a lot more. You don't have the crowd reaction here. And Shayna Baszler stepping into the camera, the crowd losing her mind, and her having, I thought, the line of the night. It's not going to be a matter of whether or not I'm going to win. It's going to be a matter of what limb from your body do I want to leave with? And I was just like, woo, big time. And Becky Lynch really made this feel like a big deal. Strong match made again for Survivor Series. It'll be the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler, the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, and the SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley, in a triple threat match. Brock versus Rey Mysterio, WWE Championship match. And we don't know what other elements we're going to get on the rest of the show, but obviously it's going to be a lot of NXT versus SmackDown.
Well, they did announce the tag team one, that it'll be the Viking Raiders versus Undisputed Era versus the Revival, provided that the Revival get by the New Day this Friday on SmackDown, and provided that they don't want to switch the Raw titles to the OC. I love all of the brand versus brand matches. I cannot wait till they announce Shinsuke, Strong, and AJ, because that is just special.
Woo!
And going over for the bad for me with the Shayna and Becky promo. Great promo, great segment. I didn't like this. Both women kind of just went, yeah, and Bayley's there, and I'm not going to forget her. But I just want you. And it was just like, okay, so Bayley's either going to slide in here or...
No, this is where you do something with Bayley on either Wednesday or Friday. You know, I mean, it lends itself to developing things. It isn't a done story. It's a developing story, and you like where it's going. Give WWE credit. They're building a very, very strong card here for Chicago with Survivor Series.
Yeah, they are. I do. We talked about this a little bit on the daily. It's going to be very hard to see, you know, NXT go back to the infighting when they now have a brand to further.
I don't think so. I actually think this is going to benefit NXT more. I think the NXT audience is an older audience that can accept the idea of multi-tiered stories and different things like that. I don't think it's that big of a deal as much as people want to make it out to be.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when it comes to Wednesday night. I just think it's going to be a different kind of dynamic because now it's like, well, Shayna has to go to War Games, but these girls also have to remain some sort of healthy to make sure NXT clears the night at Survivor Series.
And, you know, we'll definitely see it. I actually feel NXT is getting the benefit of this the most. I think they're getting the rub. They're getting the exposure, the publicity.
Oh my! Yeah, that was a term tonight, huh?
Yeah, but there were some other soft spots tonight. We had Rusev versus Drew McIntyre. For whatever reason, he was inserted into the Bob Lashley scenario, the love triangle there. I did think that got more exciting after the match. I don't understand why Drew McIntyre was involved in it, just to kind of be the filler before they could get to another match.
I think it was just trying to play off of the Team Flair, Team Hogan stuff. Like, I don't understand why Randy...
Didn't seem super hot. I'll also say we got the in-ring debut of Carolina. Can't decide. She's the masked superstar second to Sin Cara. They had a mixed tag match. It was a good match. Wasn't a bad match. Wasn't a great match. It just felt middle of the road. And on a show where everything else is kind of popping, it felt very much down. And we're grading on a curve in general. But overall, not too much bad stuff. Street Profits, they did not have a great promo in front of the crowd tonight, but they had a hot 6-man tag match. So, I mean, we can find whatever bad stuff we want to find, but most of Raw was pretty darn good tonight. Pretty darn good. Main event was solid. Wasn't nearly as exciting as SmackDown was under some kind of explosive circumstances, but it makes you excited to see what's going to happen on SmackDown and NXT in the weeks ahead. If we're going to weave all this television together, WWE is going to give you so much TV every week. And you have an all-encompassing brand versus brand angle now that's different simply because you have NXT there, and it adds a whole new element. They're doing a good job, and they're doing it with a lot of players and a lot of things at risk here. And I think they're getting the most out of it. So if you want to reach for the bad, you can find it if you want to, but you're just trying to avoid what's good. And with me, I say there's a lot more good coming out of SmackDown and Raw this week, leading into NXT, which needs the bump going up against AEW, an outside competitor. You know, you want to build up your in-house stuff, and that's what NXT's getting now. They're getting the rub from Raw and SmackDown.
Absolutely, and before we do give our final grades, one more thing on the bad for me. The crowd was oddly dead for New York.
Maybe it's a 3-hour show. You know, it's a 3-hour show that does it to them.
Because they weren't feeling the profits. They kind of were dead for the main event too, and I wasn't entirely sure why.
I didn't feel they were dead for the main event. I didn't get that vibe.
It seems like they only perked up when they realized, all right, we're getting the schmoz. Stuff's about to go down. I don't know. That's maybe just something I noticed.
All right, let's see what you guys are thinking. Give us your grade on Raw. 1 out of 10. 1 through 10, all right? 1 being, and it's an absolute garbage show. It's a total botchamania. I don't want to see it ever again, blah, blah, blah. 5, right in the middle. I like some stuff, but didn't like some stuff. And then 10, it's the best thing ever. It's WrestleMania. Oh, boy. Boom, 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 boom. And just want to think of it all. Add the good, add the bad, and go 1 through 10. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you're with us live, fire it off. Some other comments coming up in here. William T. Wage is saying, I think Becky will take this unless Rousey shows up. You know, it's worth noting here that Becky Lynch mentioned Ronda Rousey saying that she sent her off to hide away. This is the first time that she's mentioned Ronda Rousey in a little while. I thought that was a little detail, a little tease, a little detail there. What do you think of that?
I thought it was odd that Shayna seemed dismissive. Like, well, guess what? I'm not Ronda. Like, if there's a way to be higher than Ronda, because Ronda's Ronda Rousey, and I think you're kidding yourself if you don't think that the Raw main event for WrestleMania is Becky Ronda do it solo.
A lot of people liking Raw so far. We're getting 6 out of 10. Scott George gives it a solid 7. Erica Root gives it a solid 7 as well. Casey Rinaldi said Carolina should have beaten Vega. Even I'm glad they're pushing on Andrade. So he was a fan of that. I thought it was just middle of the road. It felt very blasé in comparison to everything else.
We didn't talk about the fact that Lashley tore his groin, but that's okay. That's okay.
You know what? I honestly didn't think it was that bad. Once he said he tore his groin, he's going to say he did this having sex with that man's wife. That's what he's going to say there. We have other people getting a 6.9, very sexual rating there. 6.9, very, very sexual, very sexual rating. Scott George texting in here saying that the red background looks like the Fiend may be paying Robert a visit. Is the Fiend going to appear on you? Is he going to appear?
God, I hope not. You never know.
Another thing I will say that's bad about tonight's Raw. No Fiend. We didn't get the Fiend. He just became champion.
They didn't reveal that the Fiend is exclusive to SmackDown, and they did the old switcheroo with the championships where
you got Brock. If you didn't get Fiend, you got Brock. So it's not that big of a deal. You're reaching for something. You know what I mean? They never said he was going to be there. So that's true.
And you'll get the Miz Bray Wyatt segment you were supposed to get last week. They pretty much came out and said SmackDown's going to be what SmackDown should have been last week.
Mm-hmm. I'm not opposed to it. I don't, I'm not that into it. So I'm not opposed to it. So reading ratings and keeping up with things here. ADD. So let's hear it. What's your rating for Raw? Out of 10?
Solid 7.
Solid 7. I'm going to be right there with you. It's a solid 7. There's a lot of matches you're going to want to see on the show. Cole versus Rollins in the main event. It was really fun. 6-man tag match with Humberto Carrillo, Street Profits versus the OC. I thought that was a hot match. I thought there was just some fun Gaga stuff, and Brock just being a maniac, and him and Ray seems exciting. And the promo with Rollins I thought was better. It was one of the better Rollins promos in a while. So that's what we give Raw. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. All right, it gets 7 zonies out of a possible 10. Zodi points. You can cash them in at the counter at this Chuck E. Cheese, and you're going to get a large, oversized comb. All that ridiculousness. We'll be back tomorrow
for the Discovery Zone, but that's
fine. Did you have Discovery Zone in New York?
We had both, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, what was your place that you guys had that wasn't connected to a McDonald's? Let us know in the comments below. We will be on the podcast side of things. If you're with us on the live streaming stuff, we stream around 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday. And then after Raw and after Wednesday night shows, AEW Dynamite and NXT, we also do a post show. So get a bunch of bonus content, but I have confirmation. Throw up them 4 fingers. Throw up them 4 fingers. You want to know why? Arn Anderson will be joining us on the podcast later this week. That episode coming up in a little bit. We'll be recording some of that. So if you have the podcast, go get the free podcast. It's free. Go check it out. Other things for faithful listeners of the show. We're working on merchandise. We will have some merchandise for you to buy. All right. We will also crown the king or queen of WrestleZone. Who picked the King of the Ring that already ended over a month ago? We will crown that person in a special episode coming up soon. So all those things are still on the way. Thank you so much for supporting the show. If you enjoy wrestling, follow us at WrestleZone.com. Everything you want to know in the world of wrestling, we have in one place. Just one place. You don't need to go everywhere else. All right. Robert, once again, they follow you at DeFelice. Follow me at...
Yeah, but if you do want to go everywhere else, that's also where I am. You can go over to Fightful.com. Not while he's doing his show for post-Raw, because you got to watch us. But Sean Rosath also does one. And you can check out eWrestling News if you're, if you Google something and that comes up. Cool. My name's attached.
Are you done with your plugs for the other websites?
Subscribe to Fightful Select. They broke a lot of news regarding the plane incident in Saudi Arabia.
Are you done yet?
Now I'm done.
If you find it fun that I don't enjoy when Robert plugs other websites, hit the like button.
Kevin, you're very jealous. Jealous partner there.
You done with your plugs yet? Are you done with them?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, good. Thank you. This Saturday, I'll be performing at the world-famous Second City Theater in Chicago. I'll be doing the Tight 5 Monster Show. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm also going to be a stand-up comedian this Friday night at the Don't Tell Comedy Show. Now, where's Don't Tell Comedy? You don't know where it is, all right? So go to Don't Tell Comedy, and you look it up, and they tell you where it is, and then it's a secret show. Only the people that want to know about it and be there are the people that get to be there. How about that? So go do that. I don't have to tell them a million things about other websites for other wrestling people. You want to be a fan? Go follow them. Go get a full of it.
Go on. You got to plug the Nights We Stole Christmas, Kevin. Still got 311 tickets on sale.
Yeah, I'm going to plug them because we're going to sell 25,000 seats large, baby. I think Aragon Ballroom for 101 WKQX, the #1 alternative rock radio station in the country. 101WKQX.com. You can listen to us on the iHeart, on the iFart, on the TuneIn. All right, you can listen to us on all of them. Your Alexa smart speaker, you say, Alexa, play 101 WKQX. Boom, it's going to do it. All right, we're going to be at the Byline Bank Aragon Ballroom December 11th through the 15th. 4 of the shows are sold out. You can still get tickets for $311 with Highly Suspect and the Glorious Sons. Highly Suspect just put it on them, #1 on the alternative charts on iTunes. So go check it out and get tickets for that at 101WKQX.com. All right, we are out of here, dude. We're done. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for Be Live for not crapping out on the stream tonight. Who knows? It could end right now.
Hurry up.
We're here. We're still here. Right? We're still in here. And thank you guys for supporting it here. A couple more comments here that I'm looking at. They are F-bombing AEW. Do this. I don't know exactly what that means. NXT might get more ratings Wednesday night because of this storyline. That's a great question. What do you think of this here? One question we can get off Benjamin A. Jones as we sign off here, Robert. Does NXT on Wednesday night on USA Network head-to-head with AEW, do they get a boost in the ratings because they were on SmackDown, on Fox Network, and because they were on Raw tonight? I'm going to say yes. Is it going to be a huge bump? Not exactly sure.
I'm right there with you. I think they get a bump for sure. I don't think they beat AEW, but they get a bump for sure.
We'll find out. Join us tomorrow and subscribe to WrestleZone Radio on your podcast app of choice. Robert, you were with me earlier. We got cut off.
That's right, I did.
We got to sign off the way we always sign off. We got to send them home happy. We got to send them home with, oh boy, they got to have joy. Tell them what they got to do.
Guys, you got to enjoy wrestling.
Good job, bro. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, bro. Thanks.
Thank you.